climbed in through the window. I didn't think I would escape. I was just frozen, helpless. Nothing I could do.
That property is a pretty remote property. It's several acres.
I could hear his footsteps, and they were getting closer. The evil in his eyes I'd never seen before.
Potential suspects were whittled down.
Hello guys, welcome to Talking News, Chasing a Murder. Guys, please help me out. If you like these videos, please push subscribe and like right now so you don't forget. You can also hit that notification bell if you would like notifications whenever I do have new uploads. So guys, we're moving on a little bit from the Lori Vallow. I know we still have a lot of work on that, but I think a month of straight work on that one. I needed a break from it. Plus, we have other girls out there that need attention. Anyways, forgive my pronunciations, guys. Some of these names I've never seen before. So we have Stephanie Mayorga, who is 27, and Paige Escalera, who is 25. Very young, beautiful women who went missing. They are a new couple. They disappeared in mid-April under suspicious circumstances, and is still missing. And now the only thing that we see is their names lighten up the news articles online. So what do we know about them right now? What we do know is they had just moved into an apartment together in Wilmington, North Carolina, and I think they've been living there a couple of weeks. But a week before they moved in there, we hear that they were engaged. So I'll work on, more solid dates as I get to know the story a little bit better. So it sounds like they were starting this new exciting life, and that, they're like any other couple that finds their soulmate. They're just excited to start a new life together. Now, according to the Wilmington police, which I'll refer to as WPD sometimes, they were last seen or spotted on April 15th, and they were last seen, I guess, in an area north of Wilmington, not far from the University of North Carolina, Wilmington campus. So this was at an apartment off of South Kerr Avenue, again on April 15th around 10 p.m. Now, according to Captain Thomas Tillman, he said the surveillance footage showed the couple leaving their Wilmington home and driving in a gray 2013 Dodge Dart with 2 stickers on the back windshield and a South Carolina plate. So I was searching the entire internet, Facebook, everything I could to get more information. So we come up with this, and I found this on Oxygen, where Jenkins spoke with Oxygen, and she told them that the couple's roommate, who didn't even know their last names, filed a missing persons report after not seeing the couple for about 3 days. What's pretty interesting is she mentions that the roommate really didn't realize that she didn't have to wait 48 hours before reporting them missing. And that's why that she waited to report them missing for, those 3 days. So Jenkins said, I think I forgot to tell you guys that Jenkins is Paige's sister. So anyway, she says, quote, they had only lived there for a week or so before they went missing, end quote. So they were only living in that apartment a little over a week tops. And what I found is Jenkins did not stand by waiting for answers. She seems to be reaching out to her sister's friends and family. She even reached out to Stephanie's friends too, which is the other missing girl. And so I was able to collect a little bit more information on what Jenkins had to share. And she said, quote, as I have been contacting her close friends, I have found that every single one of them have been blocked from her social media over the last week or two. She continues, it is normal for the family to not hear from her, but her closest friends. As I spoke with Stephanie's friends, they say it isn't normal at all that they don't hear from Stephanie, end quote. So the red flags are kind of starting to pop up, right? Well, Paige's sister continues to say that her sister, had been estranged from her family and was working on rebuilding a relationship with them. According to another article, I might call it Q Nation, Jenkins said that her sister wasn't close to the family and that she dropped out of high school and recently completed her GED and was attending college. And I guess she also stresses in this article, how they were trying to get their relationship back on par. But she said, for the first time in a long time, I felt like I finally had her back. But this isn't all that's happening. Even worse is that, according to her sister, she never showed up for work either. So her boss says he tried calling her, but she never showed up the next morning. The WPD actually shared a message about the couple on social media. They said that Escula's family members had also turned to the social media to plead for the public's help. And when this is happening, they're also starting to share more information that only raises more flags. So what we're learning is Stephanie Mayorga, her phone has been off since April 15th. So this was the last day that they were seen. And Escula's phone was left on her bed, which is very odd, right? And of course, the police said that they did pick up her phone for evidence. Now remember that, guys, as we move forward, that they did collect her phone. So since that day, and since the day that, she was reported missing, the roommate, along with the family members and several law enforcement agencies, have pulled together as an attempt to try to find these women. Okay, guys, I might butcher these names. I'm trying not to. So Stevie Jenkins, which is the sister of Paige Escalera, I hope that's pronounced right, is now the utmost importance in her life. She is using her social media, such as Facebook and other things, to get her sister's face out there, as well as her story. And as I researched deeper, I could tell that this horrific event is really taking its toll on her, especially since they are working so hard to rekindle their relationship. Jenkins, you can read where she kind of shares how she feels about that on Crime Online. She says, I am at loss. I was just rekindling my relationship with my sister that has not been so well for the last 10 years. My sister and I have struggled with our relationship since we were teens. For the first time in a long time, I felt like I finally had her back. She continues with, she is an amazing person and has always pulled out making the right choices. She has a big heart and is willing to help anyone, but I'm scared that she may have gotten herself into trouble this way. Then finally she says, however, for Christmas this year, we got to visit with one another. Jenkins says that they were joking and reminisced about the younger days, and we would laugh so hard, and it felt so good to have my sister back. I could tell she felt it too, and how happy we both were to share this moment. We talked about her visiting me in Kansas and continuing to rekindle our friendship. I felt like the pieces of my heart that was missing for so long were finally put back into place. I didn't know how much I needed her in my life. Oh, that's sad, because I see so many families going through this. They really don't understand. And a lot of times it comes from jealousy. It's really sad to see, because jealousy just destroys their life. And then when that person that they don't realize they love so much is gone, it's too late. So oftentimes I have seen this happen, so I hate it for her. I feel bad for her. So while Jenkins struggles with the thought of the unknown, and the police are hard at work trying to crack this case, we find out some new information on April 29th from the WPD. They hold a press conference that kind of gives you some information that really is kind of alarming, in my opinion. I mean, it's just disappointing as well. So Thomas Tillman on that during that press conference said that the information that they found on the woman's cell phone that was left behind appeared to be normal, and but the circumstances surrounding their disappearance just seemed unusual. Even, you know, what makes it odder is the fact that they haven't reached out to anyone. On top of that, there's no card activity. So let's just say that they went on a trip. They just disappeared. They just went on, you know, something spontaneous. Well, we still have to eat. We still have to have gas for our cars, but we're not seeing any of this from these girls as far as we know. So Jenkins told Crime Online that, you know, there's just no debit card transactions since the date they were last seen, which was April 15th. And so she said this leads her to believe that the pair are not traveling anywhere. And I have to say, I agree. I mean, it's not a good sign. However, that being said, many cases I have followed and covered, sometimes it's not what you think it is. That's why I hope you guys, you know, pay close attention to the vehicle that they are driving. And if you live in the area where they were last seen, please look for that car on the side of the road or in a brush or maybe even in a neighborhood. That car is really important. That's because a car is a little bit harder to hide than a person. So it's easier to find that car. I want to go over this just one more time. So Stephanie, who stands 5 feet 5 inches tall and weighs around 130 pounds, she has long dark brown hair with a reddish tint and brown eyes. Now Jenkins sends out a message to Paige. If you're reading this, please know there's nothing you can do to make us not want you back. She continues to say, you are the one and only person who has been there through it all as kids. The only person that truly knows all the pieces. I need you in my life. Your nephews want you in theirs. Come home. We will work this out together. We all love you so much. So yeah, guys, that is so sad to see that, you know, people are so distant from their families now, and I've even experienced it. So try not to be distant from your family. I mean, life is too short for that sort of thing, and stay in contact with them. So when things like this go wrong, maybe somebody can be there to help you before it gets out of hand. So guys, that's all I have on this case right now. I know I was supposed to take a break, but I wanted to get this story out. Maybe, you know, it's not that far. It's not been that long. Maybe we can help them out. But definitely something sounds very strange. You know, it doesn't sound right. They have every reason to keep holding those red flags. And I hope that they're not, you know, went off the side of the road, because I have seen so many stories like that where sometimes they find them in time and sometimes they don't. So anybody that's watching this story, that if you're in this area, keep your eyes open. Maybe you've even seen them, and you might have seen them with someone or somewhere. Please let the WPD know something. Let their family know something. Speak out. But we've also heard those stories like Savannah Spurlock and gosh, I'm forgetting some of their names. There's so many in here. That there's a lot of stories this year, guys, that shouldn't be stories. So these girls go out with their friends. They trust them. You know, they think they're in a public place with people that they know, and they're being abducted from these bars. So this really is concerning. Then you have to wonder, you know, is it somebody close to them? Because a lot of times when things like this happen, it's somebody they know. So definitely, you know, I hope they find answers. All right, guys, we're wishing that, you know, this family luck. Don't forget to share their faces or share this video. This video would be a great one to share, actually. And guys, I love you so much. I hope you're hanging in there, and I'll see you guys soon.